Good morning, everyone. It's a little bit after 4 a.m. in the morning. You know, it's interesting. A lot of the great masters, including Jesus, they used to wake up and they used to pray and write and get inspired under the moonlight or under the stars. I think interesting thing is that, and that's the way it's always been with me. If I had to do my talks, I'd much rather do them at 4:30 in the morning than in the middle of the day because I'm more inspired, I'm clear. I'm under the stars and I can, really see everything. So I'm going to do this video on one take. So if I mess up, it's kind of going to be like a live stream. So, but something I've been dreaming about just last night and kept coming to me every time I woke up is about health. I'm 61 years old and I'm not feeling the same way I used to feel as I was younger. As we get older, we start getting these aches and pains. But now more than ever, with everything going on in the world and at our age, and I hate to say that because a woman said that to me one time on a date and I left. At your age, so anyway, there's a reason why I'm single. None of us are perfect. Anyway, so my point is, health, physically and mentally and spiritually and emotionally, is more important right now than ever, especially what's going on in the world. We got this COVID-19 going on. My sister's been through it. She's 10 years younger than me. She's 51, a nurse. She's already back to work. She self-quarantined for 7 days, got through it, and she's back at the hospital taking care of patients. And I really want to thank all of you that take care of everybody on a daily basis, that put yourself in harm's way for us, to help everybody. That's really important. But what I really want to talk about is, we're all sitting home. I've been sitting home a lot, been noticing that my energy's been getting down. So I have to make myself get out and walk around. And I know a lot of you are in close quarters, big towns where you want to stay away from people. Here right now in St. Augustine Beach, I'm sitting in my rental unit. I'm about a block and a half off the beach. I mean, my rental unit, I don't own it, I rent it. But so there hasn't been much traffic, so it's been easy to get on the bike and that. But still, with everything going on, if we watch the news, we get so down and we don't want to get out the door, or we're just feeling really depressed. But you got to push yourself. You got to get out there. It's so, so important to do this right now. And move, keep moving, keep moving. The other thing too is a lot of people are, I'm a big foodie as far as eating healthy. I can piss off people in a heartbeat, especially if they make me something I say, I won't eat that. It's just the way it is. What we put into our bodies is so important these days. It's bad enough that there's a lot of stuff that we can buy that's approved, by the FDA, whatever, that I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't give it to my son. 80% of our health is what we put into our mouths. It really is. As we get older, we're not going to look the same. And I know it's important, some of us are vain. We want to still look like we did when we were in our 20s and 30s. But the truth is our body's going to change. So I think it's more important on how you feel than how you look. When I used to teach dance, back in the day when I was dancing a lot, my students would ask me, how do I look? And I'd look at them and say, how does it feel? I said, it feels good. I said, so that's all you got to worry about, because it's all about how you feel. And I think it's the same way with health. We've got to take care of ourselves. We've got to keep movement. Movement is the key to life. Movement is actually a moving meditation if you're moving along. It helps us get out of our minds. And getting back to the food, it's important about what we put in our mouths. I mean, processed foods, we need to get 20-some grams of protein first thing in the morning so we don't go into survival mode. Just so many things. I know I was planning some talks for my supporters, but I think that I want to do more talks just for everybody, and I want to get y'all's opinion on it, because I have a lot to say. I quit school when I was young, danced, spent some time in timeout. Some of y'all know about that. And I went back and I went to college, and I became a coach, of course, too, and I've coached PhDs, I've coached, people with much higher educations than myself. And one of the things that I realized is that we're all human. We all have stuff that we have to deal with. And I was lucky enough to spend some time at Temple of the Universe. I was raised Catholic. I've read the Bible. I believe in all all of the deities, actually. I believe in a lot of, the difference, everything. I believe in love and light. So, but the truth is I had the opportunity to spend some time meditating, hearing Michael Singer speak. He wrote the book, The Untethered Soul. I'm looking forward to getting back there and seeing the whole gang. I haven't been there in 4 years. It's not far from here, about 100 miles. But the truth is we all, push things deep down inside that we forget about. And then as we get older, it starts to come up again because we've slowed down. And man, I'll tell you, that's so important to me, that for us to realize at our ages, and you young people too, that you haven't seen the best of me yet. Abraham Lincoln, Grandma Moses, countless others have done great things in their later years, but yet we tend, as we get older, we tend to want to sit around and just talk about our ailments, what meds we're on, who's dying. I haven't seen the kids in a while. I mean, let the kids live. They're out to live their lives. You got to remember that we were young ones too. A lot of people got really upset at these kids that were running all over the place, when this whole thing started going to spring break. They forgive them for they know not what they do, because they don't know any better. They're still growing up. I'm 61 years old. I used to always date a lot of younger women because I've been single for a long time. I don't mean that much younger, but if I meet a woman that's in her 40s, that's young to me. So it's different points of view. It's, live and let live. But the truth is you got to get out and you got to move around. You got to breathe. You got to eat right. You got to, hang around people that, listen to people that are inspired. I read the book, what's it called? Celestine Prophecy years ago. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it came out in the 80s. But one of the things that I remember is they said there's two types of people in the world: the people that give you energy and the people that take it away. And I think that's true. And I think there's a middle ground there as well. But truthfully, some people will drain us. All my life I've been a rescuer. I was always rescuing people. That's why I do what I do now, because I'm a giver. I don't like to ask for money. I don't like to, I've always worked hard for it. And I got that from my dad. My dad was a bastard. He was really hard on us, but he taught me a good work ethic, because he was a Marine and he said, Bill, you got to work, you got to work. And my mom, she was great, but my mom used to lie to us to get things done. It reminds me kind of, and we were, media, we grew up around media, and I watched a lot of TV. Used to watch I Love Lucy. And now I look back at it, and Lucy used to always lie. They all lied to each other. And what an example that was, that you have to lie to the people that you love. And I don't know, I like to live a life of truth. I'm not saying I don't tell a white lie every now and then, just keep myself, from starting something with people or someone that I don't really need to get into. But the truth is, you got to tell the truth. It's all about, number one, being truthful to yourself, and then being truthful to everybody else around you. Tell them what you want. Tell them how you feel. Even if your voice shakes, talk about it, because it's important. But I also, especially at this time, we don't know what's going to happen here in the future. We don't know if there's going to be another round of this, when we're going to get out of it. But life is going to be changing here. I feel that in my heart. About a month and a half ago, I had these feelings. Before all this really got really bad, I was going, man, this is, I hate to say, I was telling a friend of mine, I said, wow, I'm getting that feeling again. So I think we all have this, we can get these feelings. It's when we calm ourselves down, we can really hear. The two biggest prayers I always say is, show me, meaning, I say it or I think it all the time whenever I'm going through a difficult time. Want, God to show me what I need to do. And damn it, man, he will, or she will, whatever you want to say. And the other one is thank you. You have to be grateful for everything. Right now, everybody's, everything we take for granted, a lot of things are coming up. The fact that we can get out and walk around, the fact that I can go up on the beach, I can't anymore. Just a lot of different things, a hug, just so many things we can't do anymore. So, our lives are changing, but I think we need to roll with it. And I think it's time for us to get, healthy mentally and spiritually, emotionally and physically, no matter where you're at. I hurt my arm a few months ago, and it's been chronic. It's been bothering me, keeping me up at night. and I've been wanting to do some exercise stuff. So I'm going to figure out an exercise I can do because not everybody can move. So I'm going to start doing it here in my apartment. If I do it outside, it's too loud. I've got plenty of room because I don't have a couch. It left when Coquina left, if any of y'all know Coquina. That was her couch. And I haven't replaced it for various reasons. So this is my message to you, to wake up, get up, show up mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, to get out there and do what you need to do and smile at everyone and reach out for help. It's not just me that's out there. It's funny, somebody says, somebody came up to me and said, yeah, Bill, I've been watching you for years. Seems like you got some copycatters out there. Normally people would get pissed off about that, but I don't care. It's the highest act of flattery. I want people to imitate me. I want people to say what I say. Because isn't it true that we're just regurgitating everything that's been said in the past? I mean, it's so true. So I was going to write this morning, but I don't know how to type. But I can speak and my brain goes really fast. So I figured, let me do this video instead because that's the only way that I'll get the message out, because I type too slow and my brain goes so fast and you lose it. So one more thing I want to say, when you have an inspiration, I don't care what time of the day it is, write it down, day or night, because you can come up with some great ideas to help this world. We all have a gift to give, so let's give it. They haven't seen the best of me, and they haven't seen the best of you yet. I'll see you all live here in a little bit for sunrise. I love you all. Peace.